Hello. Iraqi allied forces say they are closing in on the ISIL stronghold of Mosul and are working to take a key road between the city and Erbil. Iraqi and Kurdish Peshmerga forces, backed by US-led airstrikes, launched an operation to push ISIL from Mosul on Monday. They say they are ahead of schedule after the first day of the battle. Zaina Khoda is embedded with the Peshmerga forces, and she joins us live now from Hamdaniya, which is between Erbil and Mosul. So, Zaina, just talk to us, first of all, about how that operation is progressing right now.
Well, we are not in Hamdaniya. ISIL still controls Hamdaniya. We are at the outskirts of Hamdaniya. Now, where we are standing today, just yesterday, it was under the control of ISIL. Peshmerga forces advanced on more than one front to the east of Mosul city. So they advanced and they took vast territory and a number of villages, a total of 9 villages. One of them is Badana. You can actually see it behind us. But to the left is the village of Shakawi. Now, the Peshmerga has surrounded that village, but we heard the sounds of battle, a firefight. We asked the commanders here, and what they told us was that there are still a few ISIL fighters inside the city. So the Peshmerga clearing 200 square kilometers of territory, taking 9 villages. This is the first stage of the operation. The Peshmerga role really is quite limited to a certain extent, because the plan is that they have to advance towards Hamdaniya, hold ground, and wait for the Iraqi forces to push from the south. Now, if we just move the camera around a bit, you can see Peshmerga commanders here at the front line. What they're trying to do is clear the area, clear it from booby traps, from landmines. And this is what they've been doing since the early hours of the morning. There has not been an offensive. They are setting up defensive positions around the territory. So the Peshmerga advanced. They took ground, outlying villages of Mosul city. Mosul city, the gates of the densely populated areas just a few kilometers from where we are. They still have not reached that area. What we also understand is that the Iraqi army, which is also leading this offensive in cooperation with the Peshmerga forces, they are pushing from the south of Mosul towards the city. They're trying to reach an area called Hammam el-Alil, and they are slowly progressing. This is going to be a difficult fight. ISIL yesterday really put up resistance. We saw this for ourselves when we were at the front lines. They were setting off IEDs. Their suicide car bombers were sent to Peshmerga positions, but the Peshmerga, they have the Milan weapon, so they were able to destroy those vehicles, and 5 Peshmerga soldiers were killed.
Any information at this point, Zaina, on the kind of resistance that all of these forces are getting from ISIL in and around Mosul?
Well, like I mentioned, they were lobbing mortars at the front lines. They sent suicide car bombers. But if you talk to anybody here, they'll tell you, we're going to win this fight. But like I said, the Peshmerga have a certain mission, a certain role in this offensive. And it's very also important to point out something. These villages that they recaptured, the outlying villages, they were not heavily populated. The people who used to live in this area, they actually fled when ISIL took control of Mosul in 2014. These are areas where Mosul's minorities live, and so they moved into the region, the Kurdistan Regional Government's area in northern Iraq. And you can see some of those people, those families, they were very close to the front line yesterday, hoping that they would be able to return home. They were really excited. But like I told you, the mission now is to clear these areas, to make sure that there are no booby traps, to make sure that there are no IEDs on the road, and they have to go through every village.
All right, Zaina Khoda, live for us there just outside of Mosul in northern Iraq.